Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to read this. I wrote it on Thursday, but then I can't remember what I did yesterday, so I'll have to read it. And it looks like a lot, but it's big writing. As I said, my name's Ian, and believe it or not, I'm the father of this beautiful bride. Welcome, and thank you very much to all of the lovely guests who have came here today to celebrate Lisa and Damien's wedding. Having special friends and family here today is what makes this occasion so special, and I know Lisa and Damien appreciate you sharing this wonderful time with them. I'm sure that Lisa's siblings will be reminding her of some of our family memories, and I will leave the embarrassing stories to them. But I would like to share a few thoughts. As this is the first wedding in our family, and it is our baby daughter getting married, it's highly likely this speech will get a bit messy. So please bear with me as I try to keep it together. I've been trying for ages to develop this hard man image to Damo, and now I'm just going to blow it all. Lisa seemed a bit reluctant at first to release our family onto Damien, and I wasn't sure if her biggest fear was us meeting him or him meeting us. However, after eventually meeting Damien at a nice restaurant where he would be relatively safe, and discovering that he was a good-looking, well-mannered, intelligent, and respectful young man, I soon realised it was probably us she was worried about. I've known Damien, sorry, this is my Darren Lockyer voice. Yeah, go Queenslander. Yeah. Got 4 kids, I've done a lot of yelling. I've known Damien for a while now, and he's always made an effort to fit in with us, especially our little grandson Hugo, who has worked out how to say Damo and loves wearing his muscle shirts just like Uncle Damo. Damien joined us for a Barrett holiday in Alice Springs after Hugo was born. Sorry, the little one's upset. Poor little bloke. It was a very special time for our family, and it was easy to see that he did his very best to fit in with our family. I also believe and hope that he generally had a nice time. Yep. And took the opportunity to forge the bonds that are essential to good relationships. As soon as you meet Damien, you know instinctively that he comes from a loving, caring, down-to-earth upbringing, and now, having met his family a few times, I know my first impressions were well-founded. We hope that this union will bring our families closer together and we get to know each other much better. I particularly enjoyed, at the engagement party, chatting with Grandma Jill, who was such a lovely person. It's nice that she is here today to see her grandson get married. I know Lisa enjoys and treasures your company, Jill. This would have been a very proud moment for Lisa's grandmother and Nan, and they loved Lisa dearly. Damien impressed me when he came to me and asked for Lisa's hand in marriage before their trip to Europe. Well done, Damo. He impressed me again in the extraordinary manner he proposed to Lisa. Well done again. And he continues to impress me in the way he supports Lisa in every way. Damien, we welcome you to our family today, but feel it is unnecessary because we already feel you have found your place in our hearts. Just checking though, does this mean that now I won't be getting calls to change flat tyres? fix broken stuff? Wash the car? Flat batteries, etc., etc., etc. Now, what can I say about our gorgeous Lisa? She came to us as a little bundle of joy in a time when Noel and myself, Amanda and Sally needed her the most. That's a family, want to understand that. She was a perfect baby and is a perfect daughter, and a wonderful little sister to Mandy and Sal, and big sister to Jeffrey, who arrived a little later and stole her place as the baby in the family. Literally. She was a fairly shy child, always happy, always smiling, with a lovely nature, but also had a cheeky side that no one suspected until it came out when you least expected it. I can only remember, and this is honest truth, ever being mad at Lisa once in her life. And that is when, for some reason, she thought it would be pretty funny to dack me in the lounge room. Remember that? Unfortunately for her, I was holding a magazine at the time, and without thinking, I instinctively let it fly and caught a square between the shoulder blades as she ran away, which I regretted immediately. That's the last time I ever threw a magazine. But mind you, she never dacked me again. Her sister advised me not to tell that story in case I was charged with child abuse. But I swear it was a reflex and reaction, and she was more or less uninjured. Lisa is an intelligent young lady, obviously gorgeous, even to those not as biased as myself. But more importantly, she has a compassionate soul, which she inherited from her mother. In fact, if I'm honest, I'm pretty sure she got all the good things from her mother. She was a talented sportswoman and achieved every educational goal she attempted, even through adversity. She is now a compassionate and caring teacher who works way harder than she probably should. I know she will be a great mother if that is in their plans, and she is an unerringly loyal and valued friend. She is also very astute and has a talent to identify my faults and let me know in the nicest way possible exactly what they are. But I guess that wouldn't take much talent. She determines my annual dress sense decisions with Christmas presents and saves me from dressing from the 80s. But on a serious note, more than anything, she is also the bravest person I've ever met. This is the tricky bit. She's endured tougher situations with little complaint. Her example of courage has inspired me to face the greatest adversities in my life and continues every day. Thank you, Lisa. I've got no great words of advice for this young couple, except an oldie's motto we all wish we had learned sooner. Don't sweat the small stuff. You haven't got the time or energy to waste on that. Enjoy your life and make the most of it, and be happy as often as you possibly can. In fact, that is my advice. Work hard to be happy, because it really is worth it. Nola and I hope your marriage is as happy and long-lasting as ours. Thank you again for all sharing this wonderful day. And without more ado, I would ask, if able, to be upstanding and join me in a toast to the bride and groom. To Lisa and Damien. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thank you.
Well done, Ian. Next up, we have the father of the groom, Dennis.
Thanks very much, Ian. It's a good act to follow. I should have taken your offer and gone for the toss of the coin and gone first. But hello and welcome to everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dennis, the very proud father of the groom, Damien. It's really great to see the number of Damien's friends who are here tonight to celebrate this very special day for him and Lisa. I'll take these glasses off now and I'll be able to read. I haven't got any funny stories actually about Damien because he's but I'm really impressed by the range of friends that have come along here tonight, and the adventures that he shared with all of them. We've got people that he went to high school with, people that he went through university with, people he's met through his love for sport, being soccer, AFL, golf, and the gym, where he met a very special person. Also, quite a few of his travel buddies, one in particular who climbed Everest Base Camp with him. That was a shocking couple of weeks for his mother and I, wondering whether they were going to come back alive or not. Thank you to all the friends and family who have travelled from interstate to celebrate Damien and Lisa's special day. It means a lot to us as a family. Damien has had a positive influence on many people, and he's even managed to convert Lisa into a bit of an AFL fan, albeit Essendon. I'm not sure that she quite understands the rules, but I've been following it for 40 years and I don't quite understand the rules either, so yeah. NRL's no different. Lisa, you look spectacular tonight. Absolutely. And Damien, you scrub up okay too, mate. Must be your mother's genes. Lisa, I think you're a perfect match for Damien. It's just unbelievable, really. But Andrea, Rhiannon, and Morgan, who is my wife, Damien's mother, and his sisters, we're so happy to welcome you into our family, and proud to call you our daughter-in-law or sister-in-law. Mrs. Lisa Reid sounds good, and we always welcome you with love to Clan Reid. Now, I'll just ask everyone to please be upstanding for a toast to Damien and Lisa. To Damien and Lisa. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis. Next up, we will have the best man, Simon.
Hey everyone, how are you? So my name's Simon, for anyone I haven't met yet, and I've been given the honour of being Damo's best man today. And that means I've got three main jobs. Number one being to keep him calm this morning, which I think went okay. Yeah. Number two, I managed to hand over 2 rings without those falling or anything bad happening. And number 3, I've been tasked with delivering a PG speech that doesn't overexpose poor Damo in front of his family and friends, but still hopefully shows a little peek behind the curtain and shows us a little peek behind the polished version of Damo that we have sitting in front of us here today. So with that, wish me luck. Here goes. So yeah, I've known Damo since basically grade 8 at high school, along with a few others here. And I think the first time we properly spoke was in year 10 in chemistry class. And the way I remembered it, I thought he was pretty much looking for someone to cheat off. Allegedly. Yeah. But I kind of quickly realised he's a pretty genuine dude, and that wasn't his style. And he wasn't just looking for a C- on his report card. But I'd like to think knowing him that long, along with a few others, has given us the chance to know the original Damo and not the polished and together financial planner type dude. But the original Damo, so slightly less finessed, slightly less polished, maybe a bit less together, sometimes a little bit daggy, but always a good human, always a good mate. So back then, when we were just out of school kind of thing and everyone's still figuring themselves out, Damo had it sussed already. All of us were just sort of staggering around, getting drunk at a different nightclub every Saturday night. But Damo, he had it sussed. He aligned himself with a classy establishment called the Drink Nightclub and went and got himself a VIP membership, which he was super proud of. It's a pretty nice place on Orchard Ave, upstairs, back in the day, until that guy got thrown out of a second-story window and it set fire eventually, I think. But Damo had it sussed. He aligned himself as a VIP member. And back at about the same time, Damo had a brief obsession with Usher. Yeah, brief-ish. What was it, Confessions album? Yeah, 2004, 2005, yeah. I'm not going to sing it, but we might hear it later tonight. And I'd like to think of that era as the Usher era of Damo. He proceeded to model himself off Usher now and then, or quite a bit actually. Dress sense sometimes, dance moves. Yeah, dance definitely. So any chance he got, he'd bust out his Usher impression at the Drink Nightclub, or maybe later tonight, depending on his alcohol intake. Yeah, and depending on whether or not Fireball's involved in the drinks package. What else? Original Damo had an above average attachment for the fine automobile that is a 90s vintage Mitsubishi Lancer, taking any opportunity to proudly display it down Orchard Ave via tough laps, complete with internal neon lights, Fast and Furious style. Yep. Eventually the tough laps subsided, the neon lights turned off, the novelty wore off, but he hung on to that thing for like 16 years, which I think was above average for a P-Plater car. Which brings me to the final sort of trait that I thought I'd highlight tonight with Damo, and now and then he does like to take his time sort of stepping through the life stages, whether it be getting rid of the P-Plater car after 16 years, I don't know, sticking around at uni a fair bit longer than most, apart from SARD, and eventually leaving the nest, much to Andrea and Dennis's eventual delight. So you might call him the king of the slow burn, I think, sometimes. And it wasn't until I was actually thinking of what to say tonight that I realised that exact slow burn trait was like the perfect trait to have for the task that was landing the deal with his beautiful wife Lisa back in the day, back at Shark's Gym, which by all accounts was a pretty slow burn initially. every time we'd catch up, we'd get the last little bit of incremental update, like we made eye contact today, and next time it's, we said hello, we said hey, sorry, hey, yeah. But it was a slow burn, and it seems like eventually he gradually dismantled Lisa's natural instinct to avoid this creepy dude who just happened to be at this water bubbler at the exact right time every time. The poor thing was just trying to get some water, and Damo's just always there. So I've been reliably informed that actually earned him a code name in the Barrett household of Bubbler Boy. It was the official code name. I can't remember if Lisa had a code name on the Reed side, but let's just say Treadmill Girl, because I've been informed by my stalker friend that she was always on the treadmill at all times. So here we are at the holy matrimony of Bubbler Boy and Treadmill Girl. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that we couldn't be happier that you made it past those code names, decided to stick it out the other end of the slow burn, and decided to call it a real thing and take on this world together. So at the risk of pulling out all the cliches, I do think they complement each other perfectly. With Lisa nudging the slow burn king into higher gear sometimes, and sometimes the other way around. So Lisa, thanks for eventually giving in to Damo's persistent advances, despite your better judgment initially. I think Ivy, our 3-year-old daughter, to be fair, shared the same initial judgment of Bubbler Boy back in the day. But on the flip side, with yourself, she was instantly in love with you, and you're an instant favourite. And for anyone that knows my daughter, I think that's the highest endorsement of character that anyone could give. Again, we're super glad that you found each other, and we wish you all the best for your lives together moving forward. So with that, I think we should all raise our glasses and raise a toast to the happy couple. Cheers to Bubbler Boy and Treadmill Girl, Damo and Lisa, Mr. and Mrs. Reed. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thanks, Simon. Next up, we'll have the maid of honour, my sister, Sally. Maybe not too close.
Hi everyone. As Jeff said, I'm Sally, one of Lisa's sisters. I'm so excited and couldn't be happier for my baby sister. I want to share a few memories that have helped shape her into the amazing woman she is today. You couldn't have had a more wholesome childhood than ours. Picture the Brady Bunch. Lee shared a room with Manda and we did everything together. Lots of camping, fishing with Dad, Mum teaching us netball, roller skating in the breezeway, jumping on the yellow trampoline, swimming in the Newies pool across the road, and playing in the backyard with Cocky squawking, Patch, Molly and the chooks running around. It instilled in us such a strong love and dedication to family, which has continued throughout Lisa's life. Of course, there were the slightly less glamorous times when Lisa rode her bike straight into a massive palm tree in the backyard. She fell through the hole in the trampoline, fell into a cactus, broke both of her arms playing netball and footy with the boys, getting in trouble from Dad when we couldn't stop laughing at the dinner table, or when he tried to explain to us why you can't just print more money, when Mum made her go as Annie Oakley to a primary school dress-up, and like Damien had a Usher phase or Usher era, Lisa had an Akon era. There were many beach drives with us as teenagers, windows down, blasting Akon. You know, So Beautiful, Keeping Much Longer, Freedom album. There may have been a very small chance that we didn't look as cool as we thought. Along with Alex, we had lots of Byron nights out and Lisa's groupie days, the Rubens, meeting Angus Stone, and of course the night she caught Ziggy's hat in the crowd. Netball was a huge part of her life, and we spent most nights and weekends at the netball courts. She played for South Coast, but I think she'd agree she peaked in grade 5 in Mr. Morley's class when she won the shooting competitions. She's so humble so you wouldn't know it, but she was always one of the top students in school. And I want to mention her strength getting through a huge spinal surgery after high school and still excelling in dietetics, her first degree at uni. Lisa's always loved kids and was the favourite with her baby cousins at family gatherings at Auntie Bev's, which bodes well for her master's degree in teaching. And we're all so proud of how hard you work, Lise, and how much you care about your students. I also want to mention again all the people who aren't here who would have loved to be. Grandma would have been simply thrilled, and although she might not have shown it, Nan would have been too. And although we've lived apart for most of our adult lives, Lise has always prioritised spending time together. During our Europe trip, I finally got some goss on this bubbler boy from the gym. Yeah, which, by the way, was a name that Knowles coined, and it stuck for the first little while. Actually, a long while. It was a slow burn early, that's for sure. And if nothing else, Damien, you were very patient, and we imagine very well hydrated, spending so much time chatting up Lisa at the bubbler. Lisa's in her element at home baking with her comfies on and watching reality TV. As most of you know, Lisa's a fabulous cook. She's Mum's little Padawan, and she took the time to have cooking lessons with Nan and with Mrs. Trossick too. Damien was either naive or a very brave man when he cooked her brownies early on. We travelled through Italy, Greece and Croatia, and honestly the best meal we had was made by Lisa in an Airbnb. But that also has something to do with how stingy she is. She wouldn't even let me go into the Colosseum in Rome. You can see it from here. Who would have thought I'm in finance would be a good pickup line? Sorry, Damo. Here you were thinking all this time it was your charm and good looks. I got a text from Damien earlier this year. Just gave Lisa a crash course in economics and answered the age-old question, why can't we just print more money? So I suppose he has his perks. Lisa and Jeff have always been close, pulling all-nighters studying together, watching Christmas with the Cranks and Ink Master and MasterChef days. It wasn't all smooth sailing though, as Dad already mentioned. When she was really little, she would sleep in the parents' bed until one day she put her hands on her hips and she said, "What's that baby doing in that bed?" Jeff wasn't too happy either, and still isn't, that Damo has converted Lisa to AFL and she's turned her back on her rugby league roots. Damo, you've done well to ride out that storm with Jeff and Dad, I think. Lisa loves Christmas because it's family time, and we've played Secret Santa as a family since we were really little. It started off traditional, with us writing clues, and then it progressed to making up codes and word searches. Then Lisa made us all draw pictures, cook a meal, and even decorate a cookie with icing. A couple years ago though, Damo controversially suggested we decorate a Christmas bauble. Lisa wasn't happy about it at first. She'd always been calling the shots, and here Damo was in his rookie year of Barrett's Secret Santa, giving us suggestions. But it was a huge success, and we upgraded him to Ball Boy. No, I'm kidding. Over the years, Damien has had to find his place in our family. It's hard to get a word in with all our big personalities in Nan's little kitchen. One night, Knowles accidentally used chili powder on the lasagna instead of paprika, and as you might know, he doesn't do heat, but he was too polite to say anything. Another time he poured a glass of straight cordial and was drinking it stoically until he saw someone else add water to theirs. And then he says quietly, "Oh, isn't this made up? I just thought Ian likes his chord strong." Maybe there's some things you'll just never understand and have to accept about us, Damo. Like why we'd go to the Springbrook cricket pitch for a barbecue lunch when there's a cricket pitch down the road. Or the joy of playing in the foam on the beach after a huge storm. Damien, my first piece of advice, which I'm sure you've worked out already, is to never let Lisa navigate. She could get lost in a car park, which has happened twice. Still too soon, Lisa. Yeah. My second piece of advice is to never ask her to go kayaking. She could get seasick in a bathtub. But on a stormy day in Croatia, for some reason, we went on a 3-hour kayaking tour. Picture us in tumultuous seas, literally like waves crashing on us. And halfway through, we'd become separated from our group. And Lisa was so sick, she was green. And finally, we saw a boat in the distance, and I shouted, "Help, help, please save her, she's sick." And she shouted, "No, they could be pirates." Halfway back to shore, in broken English, we actually found out we'd hijacked an actual rescue mission. We couldn't have known it because it was just 2 guys literally in their undies, but they were meant to be retrieving a lady with a suspected heart attack. She was fine, by the way, Lise not so much. My final piece of advice to Damien is, if you both have a day off work, no, golf will never be a good suggestion. Anyway, Lisa and Damien, I just wanted to say a massive congratulations, and we're so excited for you both to be embarking on this next chapter together. Damo knew he had to pull out all the stops, and in fairness, you can't do any better than the fairy tale Northern Lights proposal. And this has been the most absolutely perfect wedding to go with their beautiful love story. Damien, we think you're all right. No, seriously, it's been amazing getting to know you, and we understand why Lisa's fallen in love with you. You radiate joy, and you bring so much happiness and laughter to Lisa's life, and I genuinely have never seen her happier. You are such a huge support to Lisa, but also so loving and generous with your time with all of us. We love you, and we feel so fortunate to be able to officially welcome you into our family, even though we feel like you've been part of our family for a long time already. You have such a beautiful family too, and we thank them as well for being so accepting of Lise and making her feel so welcomed and loved. Lise, you are so kind, thoughtful, generous, smart, funny, and beautiful inside and out. You're such a good sister and the best friend I could ever ask for. You're an amazing auntie, and I know you're going to make the best wife to who I think is the luckiest man in the world. You both deserve all the love and happiness ahead of you. So if everyone would like to raise their glasses to Lisa and Damien. Cheers.
Thank you, Sal. So, last but certainly not least, we'll have a few words from the bride and groom, followed by the cake cutting and then mains.
Appreciate this. It's all good. So, ahoy everyone. Obviously, to start off, Lisa and I would like to thank you all for being here today. It really does mean a lot. Would like to thank those people who've travelled from Leeton, Melbourne, Hervey Bay, Tasmania, Chinchilla, Toowoomba, and even Alice Springs. And to Matt for coming outside of Hope Island. So we do appreciate the effort you've all made to be here today, so thank you. I have said before that a wedding is just a time and a place with a bunch of people. How hard can it be? Well, it turns out when you've got some amazing people to support you, I'm totally unaware. It's not that hard. That being said, we have been very lucky today that it's come together so seamlessly. Sally, thank you for helping Lisa secure her amazing dress in days rather than months. Without that call, today probably wouldn't have gone ahead. Thank you for making countless inquiries, phone calls, and your positive attitude. We're very grateful for your involvement for today. Also, thank you for being the other person Lisa could get ags at, not just me. To Nola, Thank you for being Sally's 2IC, for helping set up the table arrangements today. Thank you for your calming voice and for being Lisa's sounding board. Thank you for being someone that Sally could get angry at. To those sitting up here tonight, we both thank you for your support, words of wisdom, and for being part of our special day. Girls, you look beautiful. Lads, scrub up all right. Jez, thank you for doing an amazing job so far, keeping us on time. You're doing a really, really good job. Surprised you didn't start the wind-up music during Sally's speech. I got told five minutes max, but thank you. You've all had an impact on our lives at some point, and you mean a lot to us. Whether it was providing advice, an opinion, motivating, encouraging us, or helping influence and being a witness to a bad decision, more so me than Lisa. Thanks for going easy on me, Simon. I don't know about that one, but A-Town. But we're grateful to have you in our lives, so we thank you and we love you. To Ian and Nola, thank you for your kindness, support, and acceptance. From day one, I felt welcome and part of the family. To the wider Barrett family, Jeff, Ash, Dash, Tom, we really do feel for welcoming me. I feel very lucky and appreciate you all. Ian, I believe you once offered to Tom, Dash and myself that should we ever need any help with the Barrett girls to just ask. So far so good, but I haven't forgot if you have. Mum and Dad, thank you for your ongoing unconditional love and support. Thank you for instilling me the values of hard work, respect and family. I love you both and appreciate you beyond words. Lisa and I are both very fortunate to have loving parents as role models for our many years ahead as marriage. So to the Lisa Jane Barrett, or as I now should say, my beautiful wife. Woo! Yeah, thank you. After walking into the gym and seeing you one evening, I did say to Sada, said, mate, I think I've just seen my future wife. Roughly 6 years later on, I can now say that's true. Thank you. There is no doubt you brighten my world, you help me be a better person, and many here tonight will argue I am batting well above my average. You look absolutely stunning. As mentioned today, I did think during our date at Kira that you could be the one. I can still recall how amazing you looked while we had a drink at Eddie's bar, which you would never have gone to. The date only went for a few hours, but it felt like minutes, and I thought it went well. Of course, you did leave me guessing for about a week and a half that perhaps it didn't go so well. Treat him mean to keep him keen, right? But between conversations with many of my friends, it was clear early on that I was all in when it came to you, and I'm so glad I was. If we are honest, I will continue to test your patience, and while we might not always agree, I will always apologise and acknowledge you are right. If you ever do question my love or doubt I don't listen to you, do remember you did make me leave an Essendon game with 2 minutes to go when we were winning by less than a goal, so we wouldn't miss our flight home. Thankfully, Essendon did win, and thankfully we did arrive 2.5 hours early for that flight. So as we start our next chapter as husband and wife, I'm sure there'll be plenty of highlights and happiness with the odd difficult moment, but I believe when you have the right person by your side, the happier times are just that extra bit happier, and the difficult times won't be so difficult. I'm very lucky to have you as that person. So Lisa, my beautiful wife, I love you more today than I did yesterday, but not as much as I will tomorrow. I love you. Thank you all.
Let's give it up one more time for Damien and Lisa. Well, it should be about time for the cake cutting now, I think. And just one reminder, don't forget to take a Polaroid photo and write in the guest book before the evening's over. Thanks, guys.